Hi students, a warm welcome to AK's online class. Today I am going to teach you a new concept, physical properties of metals and non-metals. Okay? Are you ready? I'm sure after watching this video, this concept is very easy for you, my dear students. So now let us start. Before starting this session, can I ask one question? You might have already learned the term elements. What are elements? What is the definition of elements? Yes, elements is one of the type of pure substance. Actually, these elements are made up of same kind of particles, same kind of atoms. So, what is the definition of elements? Element is a substance which cannot be split up into, which cannot be break down into two or more similar substances by chemical reactions. Elements contain only one kind of atom, isn't it? You already learned in lower grade onwards. Suppose gold, we cannot be break down into again small substances, because these elements are chemically very simplest substance, again which cannot be broke down into small substances by chemical reaction. Now let us move on. Do you know what is matter? Yes, anything which has mass and occupies space is known as matter. So, according to the chemical properties, chemical reaction of matter classified into different categories. Classification of matter. Yes, now the classification of matter based on the chemical properties of matter can be divided into two. Do you know the name? Yes, pure substances and mixtures. These pure substances again divided into elements and compounds. What about mixtures? Do you have any idea? Mixtures can be divided into, yes, homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. These are the classification of matter. So can I ask one question? Do you know metals and non-metals are coming under which category? Yes, metals and non-metals are coming under elements category. These metal and non-metals are only elements. Okay, now let us move on. Do you have an idea how many elements are there? Yes, there are 118 elements are there. We have 118 elements right now, because our universe is made up of 118 elements. Now look at the slide. Have you seen this? Do you know the name of this chart? Yes. What do you see in this screen right now, my dears? Yes, do you know the name? Yeah, this is the periodic table of elements. Okay, how many elements are there? As I already mentioned, yes, 118 elements. Can you tell me the last elements of the periodic table? Yes, organism. Okay, OG. It represents OG. Now look at this slide. Our universe, our world is made up of 118 elements are there. Now look at this periodic table. These elements are classified into different categories. First of all, you must have seen this colorful chart now. Here, what is the pink colored elements represent? What is this? The pink colored elements are metals. Okay. What about the blue color? What do you think the blue color? Yes, the blue colors are non-metals. And one more, what about the green color? The green colors represents metalloids, because the metalloids means they shows both the properties of metals and non-metals. But today we are going to discuss about only the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Okay, so let us move on. The first physical property is conductivity. Okay, so what is that conductivity? Do you know? Metals, all the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. That is the first physical properties of metal, conductivity. Do you know that the examples of metals like steel, copper, aluminium, these all metals are used to make utensils because they can easily pass the heat all over. You know, this is the first physical property, conductivity. Why are you using metals in all electrical appliances or electrical circuit? Do you know the reason? This is the reason, my dear. Electric wires are made up of metals because as they can conduct electric current through them. What about the non-metal? Non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. So here non-conductivity, here these non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity, except one non-metal. They always produce the good conductor. They always produce the current and heat. Do you know the name of the non-metal? Exception is there here, graphite. Very good. Except graphite, remaining all non-metals are bad conductors except graphite. Graphite is a good conductor. Next property is the ductility. Do you know what is the meaning of ductility? Yes, the property of metals by which they can be drawn into thin wires is called ductility. Okay, here the metals which can be allowed into be very easily stretched into thin wires without breaking. That property is known as ductility. So all the metal shows this property, ductility. What about non-metals? It is non-ductile. Okay, that is the second property. The third physical property is malleability. Do you know what is the meaning of malleable? So metals are malleable. They can be hammered into. They can be hammered into thin sheets or thin foils. That property is known as malleability. Here, these metals which can be easily hammered means easily beaten up into very thin sheet or very thin foil without breaking. That property is known as malleability. All metals are malleable. What about non-metals? Non-malleable. Okay, so example here, gold, silver, aluminium, these all are the metals are most malleable and ductile metal. As you know that example malleability, these foils and all, can you see this picture? You can see these all are the examples of metal shows this malleable property. Aluminium foil, gold foil, silver foil, all these are the example. Do you know aluminium foil is commonly we are we are already in available in our kitchen because we are using in food containers and also wrapping food item. We are using this metal aluminium foil. Same way, other example is silver foil is there, gold foil is there. So these are the properties because of metals. They can be shows that metals like gold, silver, aluminium, they can shows both malleable because both malleable and ductile property. Okay, so here non-metals are neither ductile nor malleable because these non-metals cannot be hammered into, cannot be beaten into thin sheets or drawn wires. Thin sheets or drawn into thin wires. That's why the non-metals are neither ductile nor malleable. Most of the non-metals are brittle. What is the meaning of brittle? Easily break. That is the property. So these are the third property. So first one, conductivity, ductility, malleability. Okay, all of you understood? Yes, I hope all of you understood all these physical properties of metals and non-metals, such as what are the properties we have discussed now. That one is conductivity, then ductility and malleability. Okay, so remaining properties we will discuss about next video. Okay, thank you.